It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be had in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Bye. Welcome back to Nightbane. Dun dun dun. Hold it. Nope. It's supposed to be.
That's right.
There you go. Our secret Nightbane decoded message of the week. Make sure you send in your box tops for the secret decoder ring. Yeah.
Somebody sends in box tops. You better send them a ring.
We will.
If we receive any box tops from everyone, I'm going to be concerned. How'd you get on that?
But we haven't decided which box tops. I want the box tops to Rolex watches. Anyway.
I think it's supposed to be cereal boxes. Like Lucky Charms.
I have to find a cereal that's no longer being produced. The Atomic Bomb cereal. Anyway. We are trying to decide, I guess, right now, if these robotic beings are going to be friendly or foe. We last time snuck onto their island, call it an island, peninsula, whatever it is, little piece of land that they've established a base camp on, and actually made contact with them and found out that this was a secure base for them, and probably just showing up in the middle of their base was not the best way to make first contact, but you didn't know any better, and at least they allowed you to leave alive. That's always a good sign. That's always a very good sign, yeah.
First step towards friendship.
First step towards friendship. So you guys left, got back to camp, and really at the moment, it's up to you guys what you want to do at the moment. Tanya is searching the mirrors for another mirror to see if there's any other mirror close by to that area. Figure out what their interest is in the vampires, because you know they have an interest in the vampires there. You know where the vampires are located at now there. You've seen their building. It looks vampiresque, if there's such a thing.
Must be.
Baroque.
And
Victorian.
exclusive.
It's called Victorian Exclusive Club, yeah. Let's see here. Beyond that, there have been a couple other generalized missions sent out from the camp looking for Nightbane and resources. Resources really aren't the biggest problem now from your guys' last little take, and resources, let's just face it, aren't hard to steal. But finding Nightbane is not been the best of luck. I guess you guys had great luck, but no one else has had any luck yet finding another Nightbane to recruit back in. So, at the moment, Tanya says it'll probably take her 24 hours if she's lucky, maybe more, to find another mirror in that area. So you basically got a day, at least a day, to do whatever you want. Or if you wish to try and do something else, let me know. Study, train, go get in trouble, I don't know. See how much you can poison yourself again, Ox.
That was funny. That's a goal.
Lawrence. I don't know why it's a goal, but hey.
Lawrence is going to, an hour after breakfast or something like that, it's good to go find Ox.
Yeah. Where's
This is-
Ox at?
I guess Ox will be doing some early morning gardening with Elsie.
Okay. So, in the agricultural tent, or whatever you're calling it, herbiculture,
Herbology.
botany
agriculture.
bay. Anyway.
Hey, Ox. Uncle Ox.
Good morning, Lawrence.
Sure, yeah. I'm not a morning person. I had a thought last night.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how when we first showed up here, there was like nothing we knew about anything. It kind of sucked. It was awful. We just were
Here
trying to survive here in this camp location. Like basically everything we learned was on the field because of survival and because of us trying to live through things. Well, I had a thought. You know when we ran into Silas, he basically had the same thing up with him. Like he didn't know a lot of the details properly. We had to refresh him on quite a few things. Like we basically had to teach him.
Yes.
What was going on. Why don't we organize something like that for here? Like a newcomer teachery class, or like some scheduled classes every single day where people share some of the knowledge that they have for everyone else inside the whole community. That way we can all continue to grow together, and we can also, like, it forms better bonds with everyone. It also diversifies our skill sets.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you got some useful stuff with your survival techniques out there. You got some skills as a ranger that a lot of people don't have.
And you would be interested in learning those things.
Yeah.
Wow. You've really grown, Lawrence. I'm quite proud of you.
When situations change, you gotta adapt.
I couldn't agree more. But that sounds like a great idea. Why don't you bring it up with Isabella and see what area could be utilized for that purpose, assuming she says yes, which I assume she will.
Yeah, I was kind of gonna use you as the first volunteer for a teacher, so do you want to come with me?
Sure. Yeah, I'm right behind you. Let's do it.
Lawrence is gonna go and check to make sure he is right behind him.
Yes.
We go find Isabella.
Sorry. Okay. You will find Isabella in her tent.
Knock, knock.
Studying a book. Come in.
We had to.
Lawrence, Ox, what can I do for you fellows?
Yeah, I had an idea. I pitched her the idea.
Do you want to make a school or a library?
Yes.
A school and a library.
More so the school aspect of things. Library would be nice. It would be a good addition. That way we can further things even more so. But first off, the school. I think it'd be useful for us all.
What would you need?
Dedicated tent. People
That's
willing
easy
to
enough.
share their skills. I mean, we all have our other responsibilities as well, so we can't just leave it to one person to teach everything. Besides that, I mean, I might be one of the most proficient at using a rifle in this place, so he might be the most proficient at wilderness survival. Other than probably yourself, of course. I mean, 1,000 years. So, like, rotating schedule. That kind of teaching.
See. And how would you set up this rotation? I mean, how would you actually go about having classes? I mean, this can't be a daily thing. I mean,
Sure it
how would
can.
you go? So every day, everybody has to show up to class?
Not everyone, no. You don't make it like a mandatory thing.
Okay. How long?
A
Each
few
day.
hours a day. Just like 2. Post to schedule.
Rotate teachers how often?
Depends on how many volunteers we'd have and how busy people's schedules are.
I could see it being useful, definitely. A more structured environment. Go for it.
It'll help us have structured environment too.
Just remember, whatever you set up, it has to be movable quickly.
Yeah, that's why the books are the secondary.
Okay.
It'd be nicer if we could have technology, but that's just a little too trackable right now.
Yeah, we're a ways away from having technology
Yeah.
or permanence.
Mm-hmm. It'll also be nice if, I don't know if Silas can teach any of that magic stuff, but maybe we can learn a thing or two.
Well, the problem with magic is you need a book. The books bind themselves to the user. So
Yeah,
you
it's,
can't use one book to teach many people.
yeah, it's
So we have to find books.
books, but
Can
I
you make
mean,
a
like,
book?
well, you could probably make one, but I mean, like, basic principles, though, right? I mean, you don't need an engineering book to learn basic principles of engineering.
Magic is different. It breaks rules and things like that. You have to have a magical book in order to learn magic. There is no teaching it otherwise.
Huh.
It is not something that can be passed from person to person without a book. That's why it is so rare. Otherwise, lots of people would know it.
Hmm. Alrighty then. I'm gonna go commandeer a tent.
Yep, we got plenty. You guys brought a lot back, so commandeer a tent, find a spot close to our side of the camp, set it up. In the next camp hall meeting, town hall meeting, whatever you want to call it, we'll broach the subject that we're setting it up and that for a couple hours a day, people will volunteer to sit in the tent and train whoever wants to show up on whatever skill they'll be teaching. And Ox will be the first teacher, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. What are you going to teach, Ox?
Well, let's see. What am I best at?
Because actually, I think there are 3 other people in camp that are better at wilderness survival than Ox. Maybe
what
more.
about botany or identify plants and fruits? I'm not that good at them though. Toxicology, got all those things.
Well, nobody else in camp knows botany. That works. Identify. Yeah, no one else knows identify plants and fruits.
Nobody? They're living out here? Nobody knows any?
This
Living
is
out
what
here
I'm
is
talking
new.
about.
Is new for people, yes.
Okay, well, we'll start with those two then. They're sort of similar.
Okay.
Some botany and identify plants and fruits. So in that case, in preparation for this teaching lesson, which I assume will happen in the next couple of days or something, I'm gonna be scouring the wilderness around, looking for example plants to show as far as the for the teaching.
Okay. Hmm.
Wait,
Somehow.
so
Hmm.
hang on.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this list, and this surprises me. Pilot automobile. Only Isabella knows how to drive?
We established this before, if you remember. Everyone knows how to drive. Pilot automobile gives you the ability to drive, defensively or in a very stressful situation.
Right, okay.
Ox could do that too, which is kind of strange, but he's driven a lot of tree paths, very
Yeah.
narrow and such.
Trails get washed out. You got to know how
Yeah.
to.
Do you want me to roll for that finding of the plants?
Yes, please.
I'm going to be doing it like the rest of the day until something else happens.
Okay. Give me a roll. It won't. It'll just influence how much you find.
Okay, we have a 9.
As much as you need.
Excellent.
You have a very plethora. You have more than enough to classify for the with resources nomenclature.
Excellent.
Now, setting up a tent is not a classroom.
Okay.
So you guys are not going to be able to build a classroom out here. Especially if it's for multi-purpose, flavor of the week. A classroom is specifically designed for a skill.
Okay.
You guys could get pretty close for a couple of things, but not. You wouldn't have enough. At least not yet. Plus, it would have to be set up and permanent, so you don't want that.
Still
But you
counts for
definitely
something, though.
You definitely are going to be a teacher with resources, so it's a straight up time in is time out.
Okay.
Which is good. Now, I was looking, and both botany and identify plants and whatever are not on my list.
Nice.
Because I went off of the list of people in camp. I should have made a more complete list for the master list.
Let that be a lesson to you.
Yeah, I know, but if I have to scour every Palladium resource for every possible skill, I think there's about 200.
Oof.
Hey, open up, please.
Never.
Botany. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Well, we'll work on that. We've got time before that actually occurs. also help if I spelled it correctly. Hey, there
Key.
you go. Chances are that is going to be a moderate. Okay.
Hmm. For those of you at home wondering what we're
my
considering,
computer.
what we're considering what to do, we're trying to trade.
What else are you going to do today? Because that'll take time to set up and get
The fuck is
organized.
I mean, I left Lawrence to set that up while I went to get my plants, and that's what I did the rest of the day. So, no other things for me. Was there, I guess, Ox is out, so I guess whenever he comes back in the evening for dinner time, he'll check in to see if another mirror has been found to get us back to the robot fellas.
My roll, see. Wow. Okay. Well, let's see where this is going to go today. I rolled an ot 4.
Oh, a really good one. Sounds
They
like.
found the mirror already. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Let me get the coordinates for that mirror-ish. So, when you get back tonight, Tanya says that yes, she thinks she's found a suitable mirror that's close. Boom. And there you go.
Okay. Oh, on this little island here. Okay, cool, cool,
goodbye.
cool.
It's the practically the only building on that island.
A little barn fella. That might be the only one.
I guess there are some other houses down the other
Oh,
side.
yeah, you're right. They're probably like $1 bazillion.
Well, that looks
Waterfront
pretty.
property.
To me, it looks pretty abandoned.
The red barn we're going to?
Yeah,
I agree. I was talking about those 3 houses on the south side.
yeah. Because
That big.
you know what's weird? I don't see a road leading up to it or anything. I wonder if that's like the smugglers
Boat
barn.
only?
Yeah, boat only barn.
I was looking at this place in Michigan, 40 acres. Pretty cheap considering, but you can only get it there by boat.
Mm.
We did do it, but that's Viet.
Aw.
One of the islands where Bigfoot's been seen the most, you can only get to by boat.
In fact, it looks like all those houses
Yeah, I was looking at that too. None
are
of the houses look
boat
like they got
only.
roads.
Oh, you're right. This big road doesn't have any off anything.
No,
Interesting.
I tried
You
going
get
to the
there
city today. There
by.
weren't any ports open.
Especially it would depend upon tides and stuff like that.
Tide, I
Uh,
gotta go.
There's your point of entry. It's not in town, which is good, and it's not on their little peninsula, which is good. And as far as you know, that's not under their camp. Now, you haven't been there yet, so you don't really know how much of their camp they're claiming. So, But it's a good place to start. So that's become available to you. You guys can decide if you want to use it, how you want to get there, what time you want to get
Excellent.
there, how you want to approach them.
Okay.
But this will be at like 8 p.m. tonight on May 4th. 8 p.m. when you get this information.
Okay, well, I'm gonna eat my dinner, and I assume Lawrence will show up at some point. If he does not, then I'll go find him after I eat and ask
Lawrence
him how
is going to give me a roll for
setup's going.
setting up tent. That would fall under your wilderness survival skill.
I don't have any.
Yeah, great. So, roll.
Well, I couldn't get some help from other people.
Roll.
That's going to be a 96.
I don't think that's the kind you wanted.
I don't think so either.
So, for some reason, Lawrence thought he could set up a tent quite easily on his own, and it took him a couple hours before he decided he should get help. And then he got help. So you spent the day setting up your tent. Your
That
school
makes sense.
tent.
Nice, good. Do we have a... Well, Ox will go find Lawrence after dinner and look at the place. Do we have any chalkboard or
Nope.
paper
No
or
one's
anything?
Nope. No one's put that on a must-get list yet.
No paper? No writing utensils?
Some can be, found.
Okay.
There's some paper and pencils or pens, around. I wouldn't call it enough for like a classroom situation, but it depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you're just teaching plants and stuff like that, do people really need to take notes? But
Well,
are you going to give them tests and stuff?
I wanted to write stuff down so they could see it visually. For identified plants or whatever, that I could just use the plants potentially, but if we're talking about botany, I may need to use draw out pictures of how the plant works and such.
Yeah. That I think it would be better if you went and tried to acquire those resources. Maybe a chalkboard or a whiteboard, maybe some botany books, I guess, if you wanted to.
Okay. Okay. Well, Lawrence, did you happen to get things prepped? Are we starting this thing tomorrow, or?
Lawrence is just sitting in the middle of the tent after a day of just setting it up, looks at Ox. Dude, I'm just a guy with ideas. I don't actually execute them. I leave that to other people. I'm not good at executing ideas.
Maybe
I'm just
that's
gonna
something
go
you
out
can
with
learn
them.
from somebody else.
Yeah, let's let them do the stuff though. I don't want to do the planning myself. I come up with the idea, we implement it, it goes to administration. Then administration takes care of it. I don't.
Okay.
So, I mean, until I get that training, I don't know what to do from here.
Well, I heard they got another mirror, so we'll probably
Oh, that's good.
head there some point to later this week, I imagine. But maybe we can start tomorrow.
We're gonna make ourselves detectable. Yeah, start tomorrow. That's a good idea, I guess.
Yeah, I'm getting a little tired though, but people should probably know. Maybe I'll run back to where the people are eating. and make an announcement. Hey, everybody. Lawrence had this great idea that we could potentially teach each other things on a more regular, structured type basis. He set up this tent over here and thought we could take turns teaching what we know. I'll start, I guess, tomorrow, teaching them about botany and plants for a couple hours. So if you're available, we'll be doing that tomorrow. Let's say 10 a.m. start until lunch. All right. Good night. Tell everyone else who's not here. How's that? That seemed like all right, Lawrence?
What? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh. Well, it could have been a learning opportunity for you, seemingly. All right. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, hey, when are you doing your thing?
What thing?
Your teaching thing.
10 a.m.
Oh. Nice. Okay. Make sure to be there for that. Botany. I know nothing about botany.
All right. Ox is gonna go sleep.
I think Lawrence is going to do the same. He's just going to go lie down in his tent, stare at the ceiling, and sleep. Eventually.
Weird. Okay. Sorry. The Google Docs is acting really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. It's shading the cell, but I don't have any fill colors on.
That's strange.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand what it's doing. Why it's doing that. Oh well. Whatever. Okay, so in the morning, you get up, have breakfast, I guess,
Indeed.
and go to your class.
Well, yep. I'm gonna man over there, get my plants ready. And presentation. Sort of gonna formulate a schedule for that day, for that class day. We talk about this because it makes sense going into plants. Yeah. And then I'll wait until see if anybody comes.
Okay, Google Docs, what are you doing? For some reason, it has botany means something to it because I just typed in botany in a different cell entirely, and it did the exact same thing. That is really weird.
The mysteries of technology.
It did it again. That is really weird. It doesn't do it on any other word that I type in.
Are you saying it's shading the cell?
Yeah.
Because it's not shading the cell on our side.
It's not?
No.
Okay, so it's just on my side.
Yeah.
So you see botany down there at the bottom of the
Yeah.
list now, and it's not shaded, or that's really weird. Okay then, well. Oh. Figured it out. Okay, great. Awesome. So, Google Docs, I also had a find open on the Google Docs because I had looked for the word botany before.
That'll do it.
That will do it. Yeah, I'm stupid. It's strange. I just never seen that shading before. Okay, so I actually rolled. 6 other people showed up.
Oh, okay. That's
So
kind
there's
of
an
more than I
interest in
thought.
botany. Yeah, I gave you a 1d6, and 6 showed up,
Okay. Is that including Lawrence or not?
not including Lawrence.
Okay. So does Lawrence make it? Does that make 7?
Yeah.
If he makes it, that makes 7.
Okay.
He does spend like 8 to 10-ish looking at the alien tech thingy, checking up on that and doing some work with that before heading over to the classroom.
I will later figure out which 6 people showed up for training. But I won't worry about it right now.
Mhm.
So you get your 2 hours in of training. So
You want me to roll for my teachings?
I think we just get it.
no, I mean,
I'm too
you've got the skill. You can just teach it.
good. Great.
So everybody, well,
Have it.
Lawrence, you can put down that you've received 2 hours of training for botany because it's a straight up roll.
Nice.
And you need 24 hours
24.
to get your die 6 roll.
You know, I'm gonna add that in there too. So I'm just adding it below my skill chart, Peter. Whenever I get some training in a new skill. So I'll just put down botany 2 out of 24 hours for training.
Okay.
And when it hits it, that way I can keep track of it somewhere. That's not going to get lost in the pages.
Smart. Okay. And then I guess barring an
I'll make it
excursion.
to lunch. Yeah.
Guess I'll plan to do it the next day as well. I don't know.
Sure.
Unless we look at our list and see if there's anyone else.
I don't think. I think you would want to pick something and teach it to at least the die roll.
For a while? Yeah, makes sense.
Otherwise, people will lose interest. Won't come back.
So that's what?
Yeah, if you're doing
12
straight
days?
up 12 days, yeah.
It's a lot of days. Well, I guess it's only 2 hours each day. So
Yeah.
and it's in the middle of the day when we don't usually do anything.
Also considering it's loosely based on IRL learning skills as well. How much botany do you think you would gain for a proficiency in IRL? Like, how long do you think you'd have to study it?
Probably a bit. Probably a
good chunk.
Fair
12
enough.
days? Not bad. 12 days is pretty good.
Okay.
Without an expert teacher in a classroom, like a university setting.
Okay. Well, so
you're doing pretty good.
I will loosely plan to do that to teach that for the next 12 days, barring a need to go out on an excursion. And I will spend the afternoons gardening with what's her name, Elsie.
Okay. Are you going to do anything with that mirror? Plan on anything with that mirror?
I think we should send someone to check what they did with the vampires, but not try to make contact with them.
You haven't got anything on your gadget, have you?
I don't think so. I mean, I spent that morning looking and checking. But
Remember, the gadget, as we call it, is bound to you now or bonded to you. So you can turn it on or off as you see fit. Remember? We had that breakthrough.
yes.
But beyond that, it hasn't turned itself on.
Yes, so in my checking, I figured it was turning it on to check. It's like
Okay.
taking your phone and
Damn.
turning it on to see if you have any messages.
Well, that's a 95, so nope, nothing's coming across on that.
No messages yet. But we should probably check to see what they did to the vampires. I don't think either of us should be doing that checking, though, because we can't turn invisible, we can't easily move around through the town. Should probably send someone who can do that.
Sounds like it's something Millie can do easy
Oh, yeah.
by herself. So, although Millie can't see the robots.
We're not trying to make contact with the robots or get intel on them. We're trying to see what they did to the vampires.
I'm just wondering if she would be able to tell by looking at the vampire place if something had
Yeah, I was
happened.
going to say, you're looking at this vampire house. You know, I'm going to give it to you. You're going to look at it. You're not going to see much besides it's a house. They don't, have pool parties
I have
in the
no
middle
other
of the
ideas.
night or anything like that. So
I mean,
Millie could definitely fly over it and say, yeah, it's still standing or it's been obliterated. But what's
and
going
Millie
on
can go with,
inside the house? No.
Millie can
I
go with
don't.
Silas. She
Okay.
can see, right?
You can see.
They'd have to like walk over there in the middle of the night because I don't think she can fly that far.
Well, she could fly that far. That's not a problem.
Oh, you're right. That isn't that far, is it?
No, that's not that far. I don't know if she could fly carrying him and shroud them both and get there and back.
You can walk
That's
across
pushing
the
it.
bridge or something.
I mean, I assume you guys are going to do this at night.
Yeah, I assume.
But it's still... Okay. I will roll.
Roll them.
You send Silas and Millie to do some type of recon. It is... I guess the good thing is it is definitely open towards the other side, so, towards the river, creek, whatever you want to call it, side. So they don't actually have to get into town in order to get there.
It's a bit easier for that location.
Yeah, that's a good location. Okay, well. Rolled an odd 5.
Ooh. We're on either side of the dice rolls today.
Yeah. So, with the not 5, when they come back, they tell you that the place is under heavy surveillance by the bots. There's always at least 20 or so spheres around the house at all times. For the time that they got there and watched him, or watched the house, they saw, oh, let's say one person come and go from the house during that time, middle of the night. Did I? My light just changed color on me because it was sitting, the remote sitting underneath my dice box.
No.
So when I rolled, the light changed color, and that's like, what? That was weird. But anyway, they only saw one person enter the house, did not leave the house. They will say that there was a bot following that person the whole time. But beyond that, they're really not going to be able to tell you much more information. No one has ping vampires or sense supernatural. Actually, I should take that back. Silas can see anything in the world that he wants to see. The person who came in was not a vampire. Just a regular human. But as far as they can tell, the bots haven't done anything with the place. They're still definitely watching it. The bots did take notice of them. While they were over there watching them, Silas will say there were 2 bots watching them. Watch them.
Even though they were invisible.
Even though they were invisible.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
you got to remember, she can't hold that shroud forever. So they had to get someplace and get hidden in those trees over there across the road.
Okay.
But that place is so highly under surveillance, the bots found them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I rolled really good.
Okay.
But they did
Well-
not engage. The bots did not engage them or anything. They just watched them.
Very good. I think it's good. Lawrence, do you think that's good?
They didn't attack. So, yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's
Do we
good.
want them to attack the vampires? Seems like we do.
No, they didn't attack us. They
Well, yeah,
noticed
that
us
too.
and they didn't attack us. We don't care about the vampires. If they attack the vampires, that's great. But if they haven't initiated their response yet on the vampires, well, I mean, I was going to say maybe we could offer help, but no. They are far more advanced than us. They don't need our help.
Maybe they
Probably
just
do
want our
have
friendship.
information.
We are from here.
You know, that's fair. I mean, dealings maybe not so much, but like talkies? Maybe we can hold up a little note. Let one of them see us and say, hey, is this neutral ground? Can we talk here? You think that'll work?
If they can read
Where at?
English.
I wouldn't say near the vampires. I was gonna say like right by the vampire place, but around the corner so the vampires can't see it. But there's obviously those things, but it's obviously also, but that's also like right by their base of not base of operations, but assault location potentially, so that could be bad as well. What's their flight pattern, Silas? Did you get that?
That's hard to say because I mean there are so many. Because okay, yes, 20 to 30 bots surrounding this place watching it. Still, bots flying in and out of town all over the place. I mean, this place is under heavy surveillance.
Like the whole town?
There-
So maybe we could just
The whole
find a
town.
roof.
Um. Yeah. Let me do another roll. Let me see how well the bots are paying attention. And for the last, yeah, okay. Silas and Millie say there's a 50-50 chance that the bots know where the second mirror is now that they followed.
Maybe we just need to go back then.
So, I mean, chances are they'll put that place under surveillance or destroy the mirror. If they don't want you there, they destroy the mirror, like they did with the other one. If they leave it alone, they'll probably just put it under surveillance, and you could hold your sign up or whatever outside of the mirror. I don't know. Your guys' call there. But they're pretty sure that they were followed back.
Okay. Maybe we'll consider that for tomorrow. Maybe.
That sounded painful.
Yeah.
I was just afraid my
Oh.
D100 broke. It did not. So, maybe Silas can go hold up a sign. Maybe that way he could see if they could see it. Something like, "Otherworlders, we'd like to talk. How about tomorrow?" Something. What do you think?
Tomorrow after lunch.
Tomorrow after lunch. Then we don't have
Tomorrow
to
at
miss
night?
teaching time.
Does it say you're going to go in the daytime? I don't. I
Let's go
mean,
tomorrow night.
I
Maybe
mean,
like during
let's
the
do
day
it.
might not be the best.
you do want to avoid the rest of the population there.
Yeah, and we might want to avoid pulse hour too. That's why I started calling their massive surge of use of the ley line. Pulse hour.
I'm convinced.
Okay. So then we will progress. We will progress once we find the right document to May 5th.
Wake up, get my teaching on. Does everybody come back?
Let's see here. Yep, everyone came back.
Oh,
You're keeping everyone entertained enough.
okay. Okay.
I mean, it's a tree teaching botany.
hard to get better.
Does that count as
Hard to
sex
get-
ed from a tree?
Seems like you could say that I'm an expert. You know, skills.
Yeah.
This is
Not
my
the
anatomy.
expert, but yes, you're pretty close. They're taking you as an expert because, well, no one else in camp has that skill at all. So right now, you're the expert.
And to be fair, I know plenty of people who don't know that there are 2 kidneys in the human body.
There you go. I suppose that's true.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I get my teaching on, so
Okay, you get your teaching on.
have your 2 hours.
Everyone can put down another 2 hours of training in botany.
In the morning before the teachy time, I do turn on the
Uh-huh.
device again and check.
Roll me some percentage.
51.
Nothing. Are you putting any study time into the device?
Yeah. I'll study the
On it.
device. And the
Language and stuff like that.
probably more so heavily on the language at this point. Seeing as we have a basic contact and I'd like to understand their language the most.
Okay. For the rest of the day, Lawrence is studying language and stuff.
Yeah.
Ox, you're just gonna go play in the garden again?
I'm gonna be learning gardening from Elise again. Yeah. I don't know if she spends the whole time in the garden though. Didn't consider that.
Yeah, as I say, I didn't realize that that was your actual target. Was actually to be learning gardening
It is.
from Elise. Okay. See, I will give you 2 hours each day as well
Okay.
in gardening from Elise.
I spend those 2 hours doing that. And I'm not going to get any help from anybody else. But I'm going to go out away from camp. Just stand as a tree. Just meditate on silence.
Sound of silence.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. You can roll me percentage dice. Your D100.
It's a 36.
Great, thank you.
Wait, hang on. I'm pretty sure there's something I can do here.
What?
Oh, keep going. I'm thinking to myself,
well.
sorry.
I'm going to roll it into the nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And time for Silas to go back through the mirror. Was anybody else going to join him this time? Because you're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
He's
Lawrence
just
is
going
going
to
to
go
join
through
him.
Yeah.
Lawrence?
Yeah.
Ox?
No.
Okay. Well then. Tune in next week to find out what happens to Lawrence and Silas when they step through a mirror that's been fractured 1,000 times. No. When they step through the mirror and see what's going on.
We come out piece by piece.
Can you reintegrate or integrate those pieces back together in time? Anyway, thank you for joining us. Catch you next time.
Yeah.